You are listening to the William Gomes Podcast. I am William Gomes and I am grateful to have you here. Today, I want to talk about something that has a powerful and often overlooked influence on autistic behavior, learning, and well being: sensory processing. Many autistic people experience the world through sensory systems that are more intense, more sensitive, or more unpredictable than those of non autistic individuals. These differences shape everyday life in quiet but profound ways. They influence how safe or unsafe a child feels, how they respond to their environment, and how they regulate their emotions. Sensory processing is the way the brain receives, organizes, and interprets information from the senses: sound, light, touch, movement, taste, smell, and internal sensations all feed into the nervous system. For many autistic people, this process works differently. The world may arrive too quickly, too strongly, or too faintly. Senses may clash or overwhelm, and the body may struggle to filter what matters from what does not. Let's begin with sensory sensitivity. Some autistic individuals experience hypersensitivity, meaning certain sensations feel sharper or stronger than expected. A noise that barely registers for one person may feel piercing to another. A bright light may be painful. A gentle touch may feel startling or uncomfortable. Thus, reactions are not exaggerations. They reflect genuine differences in how sensory input is processed. For a child in a classroom or a busy shop, hypersensitivity can make the world feel chaotic. On the other hand, some autistic people experience hypersensitivity, needing more input to feel a sensation. They may seek deep pressure, movement, or strong flavors because their sensory systems crave intensity. This can look like restlessness or impulsivity from the outside, but it is the body's attempt to meet its own sensory needs. Some autistic people experience both heightened and reduced sensitivity across different senses or even within the same sense on different days. This unpredictability can make the world feel even harder to navigate. Sensory needs can change moment to moment based on stress, exhaustion, or overload. Another aspect of sensory processing is filtering. Non autistic people often filter out background noise effortlessly, focusing on the voice or task in front of them. Autistic individuals may receive everything at once: the hum of the lights, the tapping of a pencil, footsteps in the hallway, distant conversation, and the texture of their clothing all arriving with equal weight. It becomes difficult to know what to attend to. This can make concentration nearly impossible and can lead to overwhelm. These sensory differences help explain behaviors that are so often misunderstood. A child who covers their ears is not being dramatic. They are protecting themselves. A teenager who avoids crowded places is not being antisocial. They are managing overload. An adult who prefers dim lights is not being fussy. They are seeking comfort for the nervous system. Sensory behavior is communication. Sensory processing also shapes emotional life. When someone's sensory system becomes overwhelmed, their capacity for patience, reasoning, or self regulation naturally decreases. A meltdown is not misbehavior, it is a sign that the sensory system has surpassed its limits. A shutdown, where the person retreats, goes quiet, or becomes still, is another protective response. These reactions reveal how deeply the sensory world interacts with emotion and cognition. There are also sensory strengths. Many autistic individuals notice subtle sensory details that others miss: the faint buzz of electricity, the rhythm of movement, the fine texture of materials or patterns in sound or color. This perception can support creativity, technical skill, or artistic expression. Sensory differences are not only challenges, they are also pathways to connection, innovation, and beauty. Supporting autistic sensory needs begins with awareness. We do not need to guess what a person feels. We can observe gently. We can listen when they tell us a sound hurts or a texture feels wrong. We can believe them when they say a space is overwhelming. We can adjust the environment, lowering noise, dimming lights, offering breaks, creating predictability, and reducing clutter. We can also respect sensory preferences. If a child needs headphones, we allow them. If an adult prefers to sit at the edge of a room, that is absolutely fine. If clothing tags, textures, or smells cause distress, we adapt. Thus, adjustments are not burdens, they are acts of care. Sensory processing differences remind us that autistic experience is deeply embodied. It is not only about thoughts or communication styles, it is about how the body meets the world. When we support sensory needs, we support the whole person. We reduce anxiety, we increase emotional safety, and we make space for autistic strengths to shine. In the next episode, we will explore how these sensory and cognitive differences come together to shape everyday life, influencing learning, relationships, and the challenges autistic people face in environments that were not built with their needs in mind. For now, I hope this episode helps you understand how central the sensory world is to autistic well being and how small changes can create profound relief. Thank you for listening. This is the William Gomes Podcast. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and I will speak with you again soon.